So we know that there are a lot of shipwrecks, around thousands of shipwrecks in the Baltic Sea that may cause pollution to the marine environment. And the Baltic Sea area is very sensitive, so we need to try to reduce all types of stressors on the marine environment. And one of the remaining issues to solve is actually the legal aspects, because there is not any universal legislation available on how to deal with expensive remediation operation, for example.
Biggest problem is with chemical munition, which is spread in Baltic Sea. Generally, we know area where this chemical munition was dumped after Second World War, but because of fishermen and other work at sea, this is it's spread. It means you can expect that sometimes you can find part of chemical munition on beach or very close to shore or in place where you shouldn't expect. This is quite complicated situation, but generally everything at sea is not so simple, not so easy, and very often we are really eager to find a simple explanation why. I don't know why. There is.
Well, the state in a way bears the first instance responsibility, because under the Oil Protection Response Act the state needs to take action, which means that the Finnish Environmental Institute and its duty officer will make decisions that relate to the immediate alleviation of risks caused by.
I don't think they are hindered. On the contrary, I think they're mutually supportive, because very often where you have a lot of underwater cultural heritage that's been under the surface level for a long time, you also have a development of maritime and marine fauna and flora, and so that often needs to be protected because it creates its own biodiversity.
Well, the problem is we don't have a single applicable international convention in relation to sunken wrecks, and we have different kinds of vessels. Some of them have been state vessels, navy vessels, others have been used for commercial purposes. We have different kinds of substances on board of those vessels, and there's no applicable convention.
There is not one solution for dealing with wrecks. I mean, there are different types of wrecks which raise different types of issues and require different types of solutions. But I think we, in this final discussion here with various authorities represented, we got already a number of concrete ideas of what could be done to improve both the administration, but also the availability of compensation and various practical procedure, how to benefit more groups of people in this work.
Basically, if you look at the decisions that have to be made when you're doing wreck removal, it's firstly time is critical. If you don't manage the emergency at the early stage, it's going to become a wreck removal, and the environmental impact will be a lot more. You have to have trust. You have to have a close liaison with the salvor.
Now the Russian legislation based on the private law sources like Maritime, Marine Court. This court will not be applied for the, let's say, military vessels, sunk military vessels, sunk state property in some other cases. So the question is, do we need to invent new law, need to make some amendments to the legal sources which we have right now in force? Should we refuse from the Maritime Court as the main sources of the law, provided the regulations for the wreck removal? That is the questions for legislators. In my view, for practical issues, maybe it's more easily to adopt another law just related with wreck removal, because in the nearest future we will be facing serious problems on the north in cases to clean up the Arctic from different kinds of sunk property. The Maritime Code could be applied only for merchant shipping. So in my view, it should be another law, not just amendments to the Maritime Code.